Hey Falcon fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Atlanta Falcons Today. We have a mailbag video coming up later on this week, and of course, news and rumors in today's videos. If you want to be a part of this week's mailbag video, go down below, use the hashtag Falcons, ask any sort of Falcon-related question you could possibly have up there in your brain, type it down in the comments section, and then I'll pull it and most likely use it for a mailbag video coming up here again later on this week. However, you have to be a subscriber to get your question asked, or I should say answered. You can ask all you want, but if you're not a subscriber, and we do check, then you won't get your question pulled. So go down below, help us get to 4K subs, and also be a part of the mailbag video by asking a question and being a subscriber by hitting that red subscribe button. All right, jumping into the latest Atlanta Falcons news and rumors here on a Wednesday, and there's some interesting stuff going on in front of Matt Ryan in terms of the offensive line. There's a rotation happening at center that was very unexpected, that was kind of under the radar, but did happen on Sunday when the Falcons went down to Jacksonville and beat up, really ran, all over the Jacksonville Jaguars. So the Falcons put Drew Dalman in at center for essentially half of the snaps on Sunday. It was really more like a third of the snaps on Sunday, but he played the entire second half. They basically benched Matt Hennessy and then put in Drew Dalman, the rookie, and had a lot of success, as we'll see, with Drew Dalman. And of course, Falcon reporters were very curious if Matt Hennessy had some sort of injury or some sort of issue, and the Falcons have said that he does not have any sort of injury, and so they essentially benched the guy who's been the starting center and played every single snap for the Falcons up until the second half of the Jaguar game, which is pretty crazy. Here is SI.com with a write-up on the Drew Dalman situation, kind of showing also how well he played, really, on Sunday. Quote, according to Pro Football Focus, Dalman outperformed Hennessy against the Jaguars. Dalman was graded 71.2, including a run-blocking grade of 72.7 and a pass-blocking grade of 63.7. Hennessy graded 66.3 with a run-blocking grade of 70.6 and a pass-blocking grade of 43.0. Goodness gracious. Hennessy's grade of 66.3 against the Jaguars puts him in line with his season grade of 67.0. That ranks him 16th out of 39 centers in the NFL who have accumulated enough snaps to be eligible. The move to get Dalman more reps at center wasn't injury-related. Head coach Arthur Smith said it was planned and discussed with Hennessy, Dalman, and quarterback Matt Ryan. So this seems like they have understood that Matt Hennessy, who was drafted to be the Alex Mack replacement and had been the Alex Mack replacement since Alex Mack went on to the 49ers, not playing well. And so Matt Ryan and Arthur Smith and all of them kind of said, hey, let's try Dalman out, and if you base on what his performance was against the Jaguars going forward, he's a much better option at center. I mean, look at the rushing yards the Falcons had against the Jaguars, easily their best rushing day they've had in a very long time. I mean, they had a 100-yard rusher last year, one time in Todd Gurley, but Patterson eclipsing 108 yards, and the team as a whole going for almost 130, 140 rushing yards is a very impressive thing to do, and so keep an eye on this. This is something that is very small. It's not sexy. It's not going to take a bunch of the headlines away. The sports radio hosts and the local media bloggers and pundits are going to talk much about this, but Dalman subbing in for Hennessy could be a significant move going forward for a Falcon offensive line that's had its ups and downs, but probably played their best game of the year on Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it is the Jaguars, but they still have at least a decent defensive line. It's not a bottom third of the league defensive line. It's probably a top third defensive line, at least top half defensive line in the National Football League. So keep an eye on this offensive line change. We'll see what happens on Sunday. But if you're watching the game against the BUCS and Dalman's there at center going against Vita Vea, that'll be a good opportunity to see if he's going to be able to sustain the better play than what Hennessy was able to do for the past couple of weeks. All right, pin comment a quick ad break here. Go down below, answer this question. Who should start at center? Is it Hennessy or Dalman? Type H down below for Hennessy or type D down below for Dalman. All right, I want to jump into the NFC Playoff picture, as we normally do here at some point during the week on our Atlanta Falcons Today videos, and we begin by taking a look at the current standings as they currently stand. So, the Arizona Cardinals are there at the 1 seed, the Packers are the 2 seed, the Bucks are the 3 seed, you'll see them at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on Sunday, Cowboys are the 4 seed, Rams are the 5 seed, and then it gets very, very interesting. Your 6 seed, as it stands today, are the San Francisco 49ers, who are playing some pretty good football the past couple of weeks, got a big win against the Vikings on Sunday, hence why they're sitting there at 6-5 in the 6th seed. Your 7th seed would be the Washington Football Team, who's played well the past couple of weeks, a win against the Bucks, and of course a win on Monday Night Football against the Seattle Seahawks, and then of course Minnesota sits there at 5-6, and then Atlanta at 5-6 as well, and of course Minnesota is higher because of their divisional record. That's how it kind of works. If you have a tiebreaker, you haven't played each other, then your divisional record is kind of pumped ahead. And of course the Falcons have not done too well in the division. Don't believe they have a division win minus the Saints, so they're 1-2 right now currently in their divisional games. Of course, Saints are below the Falcons because we beat the Saints 1-1. Philadelphia is 5-7. Carolina is also 5-7 as well. So the playoff picture is as we expected it to be after Sunday, but it is still revealing to show that Atlanta is one game out. Like, if you have a Washington football team and Minnesota Viking team, I guess, losses on Sunday, Atlanta has a chance to go ahead and jump them, potentially go ahead and get into the postseason. They're at least 2 games out, or really 1.5 games out based on tiebreakers from being in the postseason, which means you need to go ahead and root for and against these football teams on Sunday. First of which, Dallas on Thursday night. Tomorrow night, they're on the road against the Saints. The Cowboys are seemingly a lock to win the NFC East, and that's fine because that means they would take a divisional spot instead of taking a wildcard spot. So root for the Cowboys on the road to go ahead and beat the Saints. If the Saints lose again and fall to 5-7, and the Falcons are able to win on Sunday, then that's a big jump ahead of the Saints. You definitely want to root against the Vikings going forward. I mean, Lions and Vikings, probably not a very convincing win for the Minnesota Vikings, or for a very convincing chance for the Lions to be the Vikings, but that is a very, very big opportunity for the Falcons to climb up in the standing. So very much cheer for the Lions, anyone playing against the Vikings. You want to root against the Eagles, because the Eagles hold the tiebreaker against the Falcons overall head-to-head, back to the Week 1 matchup that I was at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Unlikely, but they're at the Jets, and of course they lost to the Giants last week, so anything's possible, I guess. But Jets are big-time rooting for, if you're a Falcon fan. Raiders got to beat the football team. Any AFC team playing an NFC team, you root for the AFC guys, so obviously root for the football team here. And then finally, 49ers at Seahawks. You want to root for the Seahawks because they already have 8 losses on the year, and so they're basically eliminated, even though technically not if they went on a run, but you definitely want the Niners to lose going forward. And so those are your games to watch on Sunday, especially if you're scrolling through Red Zone, you're watching games on your other TV, whatever it is. You got to root against all the teams that are ahead of the Falcons, meaning you want to go against the the Saints, the Vikings, the Eagles, the football team, and of course the 49ers. All right, let's jump into quickly my bets of the week, courtesy of our friends at BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/betfalcons. Promo code is Falcons125. Get that 125% deposit bonus whenever you first sign up and bet for or against your Atlanta Falcons, right? So here are my official bets of the week. I'm taking the Falcons plus 11 versus the BUCS. I think they're going to cover. I don't know if they're going to win. I don't think they will, but I think they have a chance to score points. They did so the last time that they played the BUCS. I think the defense is in a better spot than they were coming up in, was it week 2 or week 3, whenever they played the BUCS there at the beginning of the season. I like them to cover versus Tampa Bay. Ravens minus 4.5 at the Steelers. I think this finally puts the nail in the coffin for Big Ben and the Steelers this year. Go ahead and give me the Ravens. Bills minus 2.5 versus the Patriots. I'm shocked the Bills are a favorite in this game because everyone loves the Patriots right now, but I'll take Buffalo at home. Denver will cover at the Chiefs. I think that's the one I'm a little iffy on, but it was one of the other bets that I like. I'll take Philadelphia minus 6.5 at the Jets. I think they're going to get right on that game, depending on what happens with Jalen Hurts' ankle injury right now. You guys can jump in on these bets or more bets by going to our friends at BetUS, chatsports.com/betfalcons. That promo code is Falcons125. Speaking of the BUCS game, let's quickly talk about the monumental task that the Falcons have. And I think most of Falcon fans aren't expecting a win from the Falcons on Sunday, but I think they are expecting them to look as they did in the Jaguar game, a.k.a. actually able to score points. 2 weeks prior, we were not able to score points, hardly any, and then the Jacksonville Jaguar game was a get-right game, but too many people in Atlanta consider the Jaguars a trash team, as, I mean, rightfully they are, and so they're automatically saying that doesn't really count. Prove it to me against a good football team that you are currently at and have an ability to actually score points. And so the BUCS are a defense that is very good against the run, so keep an eye on that. Atlanta ran well last week, but not very good overall. However, they are not good against the pass. They have some injuries in the backside that could maybe be taken advantage of if Matt Ryan has some time to throw the football down the field. Give me your score prediction for this one. How do you guys feel? I'm thinking Atlanta's going to lose probably by 7, but I don't think it's going to be bigger than that. Maybe 10 points. Give me your thoughts down below right now for a score prediction. BUCS and Falcons. I'm going to see what you guys' thoughts are right now. Quickly, here's some injury news before we wrap things up. Steven Means, the linebacker, is returning from IR. Missed the past 3 weeks due to an injury, but he will not play on Sunday, so expect him to be ready to go next week, the following week for the Atlanta Falcons. But Means is someone who really was playing good football and then was injured, put in the short-term IR. Haven't seen him in a while. He's eligible to come back, but will not play Sunday. Will play the following week. And Josh Andrews, of course, returning from the COVID list. He was on it for 2 weeks. He was out for a while. He must have had some serious symptoms there, or at least enough to keep him out of the playing. I'm sure he's fine. He could battle Jalen Mayfield for snaps at left guard. That's a possibility, but he probably won't be able to play on Sunday. If he does, he'll be a backup, and then maybe you could see him rotated in there at one point or another. All right, ultimate of the day on Atlanta Falcons news and rumors video here on Atlanta Falcons Today. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Mailbag video comes up later on this week. Hashtag Falcons down below to ask any sort of questions you possibly could have. And as always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Help us get to 4K subs. We greatly appreciate it. I'm Thomas Mott, ultimately over today, signing off for the rest of your day.